It's the middle of the night. You're staring at the ceiling, chest tight, mind racing with the same thought you've had every night for 3 years. I can't do this anymore. I can't spend another decade in this job that's draining my soul. You know you need to leave. Not, it would be nice someday. You know that staying is destroying you. Your blood pressure is up. You cry in your car before walking into the building. You snap at your partner because you don't have the energy to explain that you're not okay and that you haven't been okay in years. You know what you need to do. You need to quit. You need to change careers. You need to take that leap. And yet, Monday morning after Monday morning comes and goes and comes again, and you're back at your desk. If you keep sabotaging your own escape from a life that's literally killing you, there is a reason. Let's talk about it. Hi, I'm Keisha Dent, certified hypnotherapist, and I help women over 40 break free from anxiety and from the paralysis that keeps you stuck, despite knowing exactly what needs to change. And before we dive in, I want to invite you to something. I want to invite you to my free workshop on Saturday, February 21st at 11 a.m. at the Radnor Memorial Library in Wayne, Pennsylvania. And it is part of my From Anxiety to Empowerment workshop series. So this workshop is called the Imposter Syndrome Trap: Why You Question Yourself in Every Area of Life. And in that workshop, we're going to talk about why your inner critic is so loud and how to override the patterns keeping you paralyzed. So if you're interested, there will be both an in-person and an online offering for that. So definitely check out the registration link in the description. Now let's talk about why you feel stuck in life and what you can do about it. So here's what I really want to emphasize. You're not stuck because you lack courage or clarity or direction. You're stuck because anxiety and self-sabotage have formed a partnership designed to keep you exactly where you are, even when where you are is unbearable. Your conscious mind wants out. You can see the life that you need to be living. But your subconscious mind, the part that's running 95% of your decisions, learned years ago that change equals danger. Maybe you watched your mother stay in a miserable job for 30 years because, hey, at least it's stable. Maybe you tried to make a big change once and it went badly. Maybe you were raised with messages like, better the devil you know and don't rock the boat. Your subconscious created a protection system. And when change approaches, it triggers anxiety. When momentum builds, it activates self-sabotage. The truth is, your anxiety isn't trying to torture you. It's trying to protect you from what it perceives as catastrophic danger. But this protection has become more dangerous than the risk it's protecting you from. So here's how the anxiety self-sabotage cycle works. So you reach a breaking point, right? A panic attack at work, a health scare, and you think, that's it, I'm done. But within hours, anxiety floods in and it asks questions such as, well, what if you can't find another job and you lose your house, you lose all your stuff, you lose everything? So you shift into responsible delay mode, right? You just need more time. You need to save more money. You need to research more options. You need to wait until after the holidays. Self-sabotage loves to activate right before action. So you set a deadline to resign, right? And the week before, you get inexplicably sick. You don't take the step. You get relief. You feel better. And then deeper despair. Your anxiety drops immediately. But within days, you're still here. You're still stuck. And the stakes just get higher each time. You tell yourself things like, well, you said you'd leave last time, and you've been talking about this for 3 years. And this is why you continue to feel stuck in life year after year, despite the situation literally damaging your health, your relationships, and your whole sense of self. So what can you actually do about this? Well, here are just 8 practices you can start today. So number 1 is to track your patterns. Journal for 1 week and ask yourself things such as, when did I feel motivated? And what anxious thoughts followed? What did I do instead? So this is important because you can't interrupt a pattern that you can't see. Number 2 is to distinguish intuition from anxiety. So anxiety sounds like, well, what if you fail? Intuition sounds like, this isn't right for me. So you want to check in with yourself. And when you want to ask yourself, is this my anxiety or my knowing? And also to understand that anxiety will arise, but it doesn't negate the truth of what your intuition is telling you. Movement is so important. So you really want to make one micro decision to build trust and start small and tell yourself, today I'm updating one section of my resume, right? And each follow through that you do proves that you can do what you say. So keep moving forward, but don't overwhelm yourself. Just make one micro decision, one actual action, and just repeat and repeat. Number 4, and this is a big one, rewrite catastrophic meanings. So this is often a huge source of where we get stuck and why we don't move forward. So change the thought of, well, if I leave and fail, I've ruined everything, to something that is more truthful and more neutral and going to support your future, such as, well, if I leave and it doesn't work, I'm brave enough to try and I can adjust course. We so often put things in very black and white, fatalistic, right or wrong, good or bad categories. And that's not really what life's about. Life is about adjustment. Life is about balance. It's about alchemy. And understanding that if something doesn't work out, it's not about it failing. Failure is so often an illusion. And what it simply means is something that you tried isn't working, so you need to adjust your course and change it to something that will work. And that with time, you will find out what is exactly right for you. Number 5 is to create a decision day ritual. So you're literally going to just pick one day each week. And on that day, you're going to make one concrete decision. Okay? And on that day, no research, no overthinking. You often already know what needs to happen. Just decide and say, today, I'm applying for this specific job. Number 6 is to name the self-sabotage when it appears. So when you're about to send that important email and suddenly you need to reorganize your desk, suddenly you're feeling tired, that's a big one, or feeling a little nauseous, say out loud, this is self-sabotage, okay? And I just want you to thank your mind for reminding you that you're doing something that is unfamiliar and different. And naming this begins to shrink it. It's kind of like pulling a demon out into the full light of day. Number 7, again, is to practice and thinking instead of but thinking. So oftentimes, again, this is about reframing our journey. So stop saying, I want to leave, but I can't find another job, right? Start to say, for example, I want to leave and I need to find another job. And you can even acknowledge feelings such as, and I'm afraid. It's scary. I'm scared to do this. All of these things, both of these things can be true, okay? And it's really important to understand that just because things are scary does not cancel out your ability to have what you want. And number 8 is to set a stuck deadline. So in other words, example, by March 31st, I will either apply for 3 jobs or I will get external support. So the stuck cycle gets an expiration date, because the truth is a lot of these things are really hard to do on your own. And we often need partnership and guidance to help us move forward. And that's okay. I know I did. So these practices will begin to interrupt the cycle. They'll begin to create openings where you can act despite anxiety. So if you've been trying conscious strategies for months or even years and you're still stuck, it's because the programming keeping you stuck is really anchored in your subconscious. And conscious effort alone rarely creates lasting change when subconscious programming is deeply entrenched. And I want you to know that you can reprogram these beliefs. And that's what hypnotherapy does. It accesses the subconscious mind where the beliefs actually live, and it updates the programming. So if conscious strategies aren't enough, deeper support is available. You felt stuck in life long enough. The anxiety sabotage cycle has stolen enough of your years. Your subconscious mind learned to keep you stuck, and it can also learn to set you free. But the only question is, how much longer will you let it convince you that slowly dying in the wrong life is safer than risking the possibility of actually living? So that moment can be today. So again, my name is Keisha Dent. I'm a certified hypnotherapist. Thank you so much. Let me know if you have any questions. I would love to hear from you. Definitely comment if you have any questions or anything that you would like me to address in future videos. And I want to remind you always that in order to change your life, you must first change yourself. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you soon.